What's up, gang? We are here, Dealer Playbook Live at NADA 2026 at the Auto Media Marketing booth with iHeartMedia Automotive and Full Throttle. I'm with my pal. Oh my gosh, Subi.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You've been running around like crazy.
I have been.
Actually, not crazy, with poise and decorum.
It's been controlled chaos, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a really busy, incredible conversations, exciting, like we talk about, like brain on fire.
Yeah.
You know, you're really activated and coming up with all these really great ideas and potential things that we can do together type of event.
Well, and I'm glad you say this because you're one of the most organized people I know. And so what is your secret for taking all of the energy and the conversations about what you do back to the office to like actually put them into execution? Because I feel like a lot of people miss the execution piece.
Oh, I completely understand that. And I wouldn't even say that I'm the most organized person. It's more of I want to prioritize what I know I'm most excited about that's going to have the greatest impact and make sure that I'm communicating with the people that need to do it. And so for some reason, I'm able to organize for others to make sure that those outcomes happen than for myself. So it's more about, for each conversation, making sure I'm taking notes on my phone of what is the one thing that we're excited about from our conversation that we can pursue?
Yeah.
Because I think this industry is filled with visionaries, people who are entrepreneurial in spirit and have a lot of great ideas, but are surrounded by teams. So when there's an idea that they come up with, it's hard to follow through,
right?
Because there's so many priorities that take your day-to-day attention. And so if I can help by uncovering what that idea is and making sure that we're chasing it together with identifying the next steps.
Well, so, and I mean, you're the head of partnerships at Auto Media Marketplace. I would say this, I don't know if you're the take the credit type. I don't think you are, but I will give you the credit. You brought this all together. Speaking about, I mean, partnerships and all bringing everything together in one place. I mean, gosh, we've had iHeart here, Comcast, Televisa Univision. I have to say it that way. Oh my gosh, who am I missing?
Roku,
Roku.
Nexstar.
For a common purpose. Like you've seen a thread through all of these things. Talk to me about what you're seeing from your vantage point and why it's beneficial that all of these entities come together.
Yeah, so Auto Media Marketplace is not a company, it's a mission. So Full Throttle is the data and the actual activation of everything. But what we found is that there's so much misinformation and miseducation in the space when it comes to media. There's also a lot of conflicting information and siloed, like every platform has their own thing, and it makes it really hard to serve your clients, not just in automotive, in advertising in general. And so my thought was, and it's not even my idea, Dave Wren and Amal, our founders, if we can make it easier for people, will we be able to serve our clients a lot better? And the reality is, while all of these brands that we had just mentioned are competitors, Experian is a good partner too, on the data side versus the publisher side, if we can bring everyone together on the things that we all agree upon, can we then serve the community better by making advertising easier, educating everyone, sharing the latest and greatest in all those different apps? There's Disney and Netflix and Spotify and all of these fragmented places that, unless you have really experienced media people, you're not really leveraging those places for your clients.
Yeah. There's a dilution that happens if you don't bring all the, you know, this came up when we did the panel yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, this makes all the sense in the world. If anybody was feeling skeptical, they should be feeling skeptical of someone who is getting the diluted hand-me-down version of the data. Not that, like, and what you're talking about is, what I feel is tapping directly into the source. So that you do have the best opportunity to say, okay, now what do I do with this?
But it's also, it's not just getting access to streaming media. It's premium content, premium inventory, direct from the sources. We're layering in both first and third party. So what's in my database, help me generate the right audiences and influence the households by using all of these partners that serve me best, that serve my clients best based on their behaviors. It's a very different world. I don't think people realize that this can actually be done. And so that's where the education piece comes in. Let's talk about the things we all agree upon, even if we're competitors, and shift the narrative. Search and social isn't serving people the way that it used to. And if we can help, so we have a lot of data. The thing that was most fascinating to me is that recently we've uncovered, as people were shifting dollars from search and social to media, not only was search and social performing better, we're not taking anything away,
right,
but at lower costs. So now we're serving our retailers better. We're influencing them throughout the entire funnel. We're bringing them further and further, and we're staying top of mind in a way that we haven't been able to do because search has been shifting. Chat, GPT, and AIs have changed the game in how people search. The algorithms have changed. Search behavior has changed. And so this is a great way to stay top of mind. And why don't we all come together with a singular mission, join forces, and really elevate what advertising means and ad tech means to all of our clients across every vertical?
Okay.
Did you hear what she just said? Is that what you were going to say?
I was going to say, yesterday, we were talking about how I watched Landman on a service called VidAngel. I need to tell you about VidAngel.
Yeah.
It takes out all the stuff. I'm watching it. But you know what's so interesting about Landman? They know the demographic of who's watching this show. And so the commercials are so manly.
Yeah.
Gear, boots, hats, I found myself for the first time realizing I was being influenced by wanting to feel like the characters in the show who are so cool.
Yeah.
And went to a store in Dallas to try on clothes that they were talking about I don't look good in them.
Stop.
They're not for me. But I think about the tremendous data layer that actually powered the placement of that media. Like, this is what I'm taking from what you're saying, that did in fact drive me to action because somebody was using a better source of data to understand the audience and what could potentially move them to action.
Because in the traditional sense, when you're building campaigns, you have to know your persona. So then you're building it to say, these are the age groups and income levels and interests that I believe that is best for my audience, versus let's load up technology that can function and process so much more data than we can in a single second to tell me what those are and build that out to then take the right interesting concepts and put them in front of the audiences that it's going to convince and be interesting to, rather than us trying. Because the reality is we find out months and years later what has shifted because people go back to research and then we evolve. Oh, so now this particular manufacturer says this age group and these behaviors are what we want to target, whether it be aspirationally or, from the past of what we've learned versus in the moment.
Right. I want to shift gears slightly. It's adjacent to what we're talking about, but you said it two or three times. And I know this is something that you have been a huge advocate for years.
Should I be nervous?
No. The hamsters in my brain, the hamsters
it's getting there.
You brought up competitors coming together.
Yeah.
You've advocated for this for a long time because it's like, we're competitors, but are we actually, like, do we have more? So how do you facilitate that conversation? Because there's a problem in the halls. People doing that evil side eye to their competitor, and you're like, guys, there's an opportunity here. How do you convince quote unquote competitors to see the common thread and come together like this?
That's what I've been working on for the last year and a half, right? Of going to these big, huge corporations and trying to convince them to abandon the instinct to differentiate versus align, right? If we align every company, whether it's, we had these discussions about search a few years back.
Right.
And in this instance, there's so many things that every single pitch from every single one of these companies that is the same, that we all agree upon. But if we then look at who are we competing against that is much bigger than us, right? We tend to abandon the large fish to fight against the smaller
tripping
fish.
over pennies to get to dollars, yeah.
But because we say
dollars to get to pennies,
that fish is too big and it's going to eat us, so I'm going to ignore that fish.
Right.
But what if we can all rally together and have a school to attack that big fish? Do we stand a better chance of taking those dollars and making them count for a mutual win across the board? The retailer or the dealer in the automotive instance is then getting better quality advertising, far more targeted, better return on their investment to increase their visibility and brand exposure and conversions for sales or service. That's a win for them. The media companies are then getting their media out there and their brands out there, and they're winning. It's a mutual win across the board,
right?
Because everyone's gaining something. And I think that is what's missing, because if you're just looking for an individual win versus a win across the board, I can then convince these people to say, let's improve the industry, because a rising tide lifts all boats.
And I've really felt that energy here. This is why I wanted to talk to you about it, because like there's been no, even though, you go around the auto media marketplace space here, the booth, everyone's got their space, but everyone was integrated.
Yes.
Like there wasn't just iHeart people over there and just, Univision people. Like everyone was mingling and working together. And I think that's an inspiring demonstration of unity that our industry needs. There needs to be more unification, especially
tap, tap, tap
in the world today.
Tap, tap, tap.
We need more. There's more that unites us than divides us.
Right. Because then what you're doing is not focusing on the negative of loading up your arrow. What you're saying is, these are the things we all align upon, but here's what makes us super unique in this space. We have a broadcast company, we have TV stations, we've got audio. And so you get to shine for the things that you do best. And thereby, instead of saying, just focus on us as an individual, we're serving the retailer better and we're all winning, because we're able to identify the pros of each singular thing and put it together for a much more cohesive and valuable strategy.
Guys, that I love you.
I love you.
And people don't know this. We've been friends since we were
children.
20 years, which was when we were 6 years old.
Correct. That's exactly how old I am.
Okay, I want to, as we wind down, this is your camera, like that show where they eat the wings and everything gets hotter and hotter. This is your camera. How can those listening and watching connect with you and learn more?
I'm very easily accessible on LinkedIn. My email is subi.ghosh@fullthrottle.ai. And I'm happy to connect on socials, because I think the more we communicate and engage and help each other, we improve the industry. And I think that's my core, what activates me. So please connect with me if you have any questions or even ideas. If there's ideas that you have for all these people in the marketplace, I want to hear them, because I can take it to them, and they're so willing to work together to improve our industry. And that's so exciting to me.
This is my good, dear friend, Subanthini Ghosh, head of partnerships, Auto Media Marketplace, with Full Throttle here at the Auto Media Marketplace booth, live at NADA 2026. This concludes our live streaming. Ended on the highest note I could end on here at NADA at Auto Media Marketplace. Subi, thanks so much for joining me on the pod.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, go be productive It's Friday. End on a strong note.
Take your notes to follow up first.
You guys are the best. Thanks so much for following along here at N88. It means the world to me. We will see you back on our regular scheduled programming.